Today on the DCiReporter, hundreds attended the Believe in Africa Day in Washington, D.C. at the museum. Activists come back to the nation's capital for an immigration reform march. The D.C. Democratic Party elects new party officers. Fiesta DC takes place on September 21st on Constitution Avenue. And in our Places and People segment, we'll hear a poem by Kenyan artist Anna Mwalagho. This is the DCiReporter. Welcome to the DCiReporter. My name is Franklin Garcia. You can watch us online at dctv.org or DCiReporter.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at DCiReporter. Hundreds attended the Believe in Africa Day in Washington, D.C. The kickoff to the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit at the White House featured a series of events, including a gala at the museum.
On Sunday, August 3rd, as a kickoff event to the first U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit at the White House, Believe in Africa U.S. and Africa 24 TV hosted the first U.S. Believe in Africa Day. The day's program focused on Africa and how the U.S. and African nations can work together to take Africa to the next level in the world economy.
The Republic of Cameroon has decided to organize an economic forum here in Washington, D.C., and also the roundtable concerning investment opportunities in Cameroon. So we had the roundtable concerning investment opportunities in Cameroon today with massive participation. What are we after in Cameroon? We are after getting our investment opportunities known because we have put in place incentives and our prospects, our economic prospects are very bright. So we had serious attendance from businessmen, American businessmen, investors, and also of the diaspora.
This event, Believe in Africa Day, under the patronage of the President of Cameroon, took place at the museum in Washington, D.C. One of the highlights of the Believe in Africa Day was an awards gala.
We're here this evening at the museum for the Believe in Africa dinner and reception, honoring people, particularly from the Cameroon, who've been very, very involved in making some historical contributions along the way. I'm excited to be here because this is part of the conference, the U.S.-Africa Summit that is sponsored by President Obama, and many organizations across the city are hosting events to be a part of that.
Participants included African heads of state, African and U.S. business leaders, American politicians, and members of the African diaspora.
Hello everyone, my name is Heidi Tom, and of course I am First Princess of Cameroon, based here in the United States of America, and today is August the 3rd of 2014, and we're here live in Washington, D.C. in the Believe in Africa event. It's a great networking event. You get to learn on how to improve Africa. You get to learn on how to not just improve Africa, but improve yourself. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to meet all who's here. Have a good day.
The event included an award ceremony with members of the U.S. Congress receiving awards for their contributions to the betterment of Africa.
Once again, activists come back to the nation's capital for an immigration reform march, calling on President Obama to stop deportations.
In early August, hundreds of people from all over the U.S. came to Washington, D.C. for an immigration reform march. The marchers are calling on President Barack Obama to stop deporting undocumented people and instead to make use of his executive power to grant them some immigration relief.
Well, the reason we're here, unions and community groups, is to ask President Obama to take action. There have been too many deportations, there have been too many children separated from their families. So as a community, we're asking him to please act, to please adopt a deferred action for all. This is going to benefit not only our community, our family, but the country.
At a rally, many related their stories and reasons for participating in the march.
There shouldn't be any more deportations. There's so many families suffering out there. There's mothers and children working to make ends meet. There's children that are psychiatrically affected by their fathers and their mothers and their family being deported. And it's not something easy to go through, and a lot of families are going through it, so I'm really happy that everyone's out here to fight for it and make a difference. So not one more deportation, everyone!
I am a Cuban trans woman, and I was held in solitary confinement for 21 days in Louisiana.
Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Mi nombre es Barbara Pérez y estoy representando la organización Sureños en Nueva Tierra. Yo soy una mujer transgénero cubana y estuve en el confinamiento solitario por 21 días.
We're all here from different groups, and we're fighting for the same cause. We're fighting for freedom, and we're fighting for liberation. We're fighting for our families.
The reason I'm here is I'm protesting because my husband is in deportation procedures. My husband was detained January 27th by immigration. He stayed there for 5 months. While he was there, I fought it a lot. I started making calls. Thanks to Emlan, I got arrested for civil disobedience in front of the White House. My husband did a hunger strike. We did everything we could, and finally he's home. Now the place where I'm from, it's called Norristown, and every day, unfortunately, it happens. My story is very common like everyone else. There's families like Marixa and Blanca that are here. Their husbands are being detained right now in York County.
To bring attention to the cause, some decided to engage in civil disobedience and hung 2 big signs at Freedom Plaza. One sign read, "DACA for all," and the other, "Not one more deportation." The police and fire department showed up shortly after the signs were visible. Many looked on as 2 individuals were asked by police officers to come down from the flagpoles to be arrested. The stunt lasted a few minutes before both were taken into custody by police.
The DC Democratic Party elected its party officers. It also swore in new members, bringing the total number of voting committee members to just over 100.
On August 7th, the DC Democratic State Committee elected its officers. The officer elections of the DC Democratic Party takes place every 2 years. In addition to electing the party's officers, members of the party elected the alternate committee woman and an at-large member of the party. They also swore in new members to the committee, including newly elected members of the DC Latino caucus. The former at-large committee woman, Pat Elwood, was elected alternate committee woman.
Looking forward to working with all of you, getting out there and telling everyone why it's so important to be a Democrat and vote for a Democrat. I'm going to start at your house, Arrington, in this Get Out the Vote campaign.
An at-large committee member, Ronnie Edwards, was elected as an at-large member of the party.
Really do appreciate it, and as you know, I will continue to work, as I always have, for the betterment of the party. At this time, I also want to take the opportunity to especially thank Barrett Danica in his resignation for asking you all to support me, and Don Dinan in the discussions throughout this whole process where we agreed mutually that he would allow me to run independently as a candidate for this position. So I'm very grateful for that, and again, I thank you all for your support, and I look forward to working with you.
The elected party officers to lead the DC Democratic State Committee are, for Chair, Anita Bones, who is also an at-large member of the DC Council.
I will do my very best to continue to move us forward. Some have said that we have made light years from, I guess, 20, 30 years ago, but of course we have, because 20 or 30 years has passed. Some have said that we have light years to go, and that is very true. as a party, but I think that we're kicking up a little dust. And I think throughout all of this, please let each of us remember we are volunteers. We are volunteers. And most importantly, we're all very capable Democrats in the District of Columbia. Now that means that everybody is an alpha in here, a personality. So let's get off of our, hump, and let's get some workers to work with us to really get the Democratic vote out. Please, that is so important.
Ward 7 Democrats President Ed Patillo was elected as the Vice President of the party.
I have not stopped since. I've been a field guy ever since, and I've been believing in the Democratic Party. It's the party of progressive thought. It's the party that believes in a strong public education and smart economic development. And I plan to push those agendas as we take this across this great country. Thank you, and I really, really, really humbly appreciate the support you've given me. I will not let you down.
Sylvia Martinez, who is also an at-large member of the party, was elected to be the corresponding secretary.
Thank you very much for this support, and of course I'll be working a lot for you. And I really want to recognize Ms. Davis for getting so many votes, and also inviting her to help us as well, because that's just as Ms. Moss was saying, we do need everybody to help us with the committee. So we'll be calling, we will be calling on Ms. Davis as well. Thank you very much.
Veronica Davis, also an at-large member of the party, was elected to be the recording secretary.
I had an opportunity to testify before a Senate committee on small business and entrepreneurship in order to advocate for extended funding for microloan funds for small women and minority-owned businesses. I look forward to be the corresponding secretary. I am a blogger with, I used to have my own blog called Life in the Village, in which I talked about neighborhood issues.
And Ward 2 Democrats President Patrick Allen was elected to be treasurer of the party.
Fiesta DC, the Latino festival in Washington, D.C., will take place on September 21st on Constitution Avenue. Some 100,000 people are expected to attend the 43-year-old tradition.
On September 21st, thousands will enjoy one of the biggest festivals in the Washington, D.C. area. For 43 years, the Latino Festival of D.C. has taken place in the city. The festival seeks to promote Latino culture in the region.
Hi, we're the Latin American Motorcycle Association, and we are participating this year in the Fiesta DC, not just because it's good exposure for the motorcycle community, but also as a cultural event. As the Latin American Motorcycle Association, we represent all countries, not just Latin, but also American.
The festival was moved from the Mount Pleasant neighborhood in Ward 1 after the narrow streets of Mount Pleasant neighborhood could no longer handle the festival size. Fiesta DC, as the festival is now called, has been held on Constitution Avenue for the last 2 years. The festival includes a parade of nations held in the early part of the day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by a festival which lasts until 7 p.m. The festival features a number of stages along Pennsylvania Avenue where local and international musicians play. The festival is free of charge. Fiesta DC is one of the biggest festivals in the city that draws large crowds from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Some of the other events held by the organizers of the festival include a gala and a beauty pageant.
My name is Maria Patricia Corrales. I'm the president of Fiesta DC. We would like to invite all the community to our event, September 21st, from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. 10 o'clock, the parade will be at 7 on Constitution. We would like to all of you to come in. Why? Because Fiesta DC represents the Hispanic community in their own way, showing not only the cultural, but also the food and all other things that we have in the Hispanic community.
As the White House hosted African heads of state this month, DC got a taste of Africa. In this segment, we're going to hear a poem composed and recited by Kenyan musician and poet Anna Mwalagho.
I also want to thank President Obama for the first U.S. African Business Leadership Summit, because it has opened our eyes to what opportunities and how we can network and work together. We know that now the world has become a global village, so you cannot put yourself in a box. We have to work together. And this poem I'm going to do is called I Have a Dream. It's a poem that I wrote. It's a dream for all of us to embrace who we are as African people, as human beings as a whole. And I want to thank you also for being here and inviting me to speak. But I'm not going to abandon my people, and I am not going to disown my ancestors. And no matter what they say, I am not going to deny my race. Instead, I have chosen to stand up for Africa. I have chosen to defend my history, protect my land, eliminate the perpetrators and their wickedness, and declare peace in the name of justice. Let us not forget that Africa is the richest continent in natural resources, from gold to diamond, rubber to copper, timber to oil. Africa is widely known for its tourism industry. Africa exports tea, coffee, just to name a few. Africa is beautifully endowed with the Great Rift Valley, the Victoria Falls, the pyramids, the oceans, the seas, and even its people. And now, 80% of the world's supply of coltan, a mineral that is used to manufacture cell phones, computers, PlayStations in the whole world, is found in Africa. Tell me, what darkness comes from all of this light? Yet some of my people want to turn our blessings to curses, letting their flesh control their spirit, making a brother kill his own brother, kill his own father, rape his own mother and his own sister in the name of money, power, riches, and fame. Why are we failing to see the big picture? That if we stand up together, rid ourselves of all the corrupt leaders, we can attain riches beyond our imagination, for we are already rich. And if we have to trade, let us not exchange our minerals for cheap change while the Western world reaps all the benefits. Let us not exchange our minerals for arms to kill our own people. Who then will stand for us if we cannot stand together for ourselves? Instead, let us exchange our minerals for better machinery and technology so that we can become self-sufficient. And instead of depending on the West, we can all work together. For if we let our selfish interests control us, some of our people putting our life on the line just to fatten their big fat bellies, then we are saying that we did not learn from colonization and slavery. And it will be sad to say that history repeats itself. Why are we helping to build other nations and continents while we watch Mother Africa crumble and fall? I'm crying for a revolution, and I am searching for followers, and I am looking for peacemakers. And until the world says that there shall be no more blood, no more rape, no more poverty on my diamonds, no more blood, no more rape, no more poverty on my gold, no more blood, no more rape, no more poverty in my oil, and no more blood, no more rape, no more poverty on my cell phone. We as a people need to stand up together and defend what is ours.
Thank you for watching us. Remember, you can watch us online at dctv.org or DCiReporter.com, or follow us on Twitter at DCiReporter. I'm Franklin Garcia, and I will see you next time on the DCi Reporter.